So let's get into a story that really gets under your skin. It's one that starts with so much hope, but it ends in total betrayal. It's a powerful look at how the very idea of trust can be turned into a weapon. This is the anatomy of a community scam, broken down brick by painful brick. And at the heart of our story is that biscuit tin. It belonged to a woman named Nadia Rahman. She's a widowed nurse, working all the hours she can to give her 2 daughters a good life. And inside that tin, every single spare pound she managed to save. It was her hope, her dreams for her girls, all collected in one place. She was desperate to make that future a reality. And, well, that desperation, it made her the perfect person for an invitation she got to a so-called property wealth workshop. The event was run by someone who promised to build that exact future Nadia was dreaming of, a really charismatic leader named Ghazala Din. And listen to that. With just one sentence, Ghazala made a connection. She wasn't some stuffy financial expert talking down to them. No, she was one of them. She got it. She understood the struggle, that quiet worry about your savings just sitting there, and she was here to offer a way out. Okay, so how did she pull them in? This is where it gets really clever. Ghazala wasn't just selling a good feeling. She was selling a very specific, and let's be honest, an incredibly tempting financial promise. Let's break down the numbers because to the people in that room, they sounded like pure magic. So the buy-in, the price of entry, was £3,000. Now for a lot of people there, including Nadia, that is a huge amount of money. It's something you could get your hands on, maybe, but it would mean a serious sacrifice. But here's the hook. For that sacrifice, the reward seemed unbelievable. A guaranteed £300 a month. Think about that. That's a 10% return every single month. I mean, if you're watching your savings are next to nothing in a bank, that number is absolutely electrifying. And it gets better. After just 1 year, investors were promised they'd get a lump sum of £12,000. You put in 3, you get back 12. That's a 300% return. This wasn't just pitched as a good opportunity. This was pitched as a life-changing one. And this is where the pitch goes from smart to brilliant. Ghazala completely reframes the whole thing. It's not just business anymore. You're not an investor, you're a partner. She starts talking about community, about building something together, and that makes the whole thing feel so much safer, so much more personal. So, Ghazala's persuasion toolkit, it was really sophisticated. You had her warm, magnetic personality mixed with these really slick visuals, graphs, glossy photos of renovations. She was also very clever to label the investment halal, which appealed to a core value in her community. And she made it personal, singling out Nadia, calling her a frontline hero. That builds an instant emotional bond. Okay, so the stage was perfectly set. All these tactics created this bubble of trust. But the thing that really sealed the deal for Nadia? It wasn't actually Ghazala's pitch. It was a recommendation from somebody she already knew and trusted completely. This slide just lays it out so perfectly, how belief is built step by step. First, her friend Cyrus says it's legit. That trust gives Nadia the courage to make this huge personal sacrifice, pawning her own grandmother's bangles. And then, the absolute crucial step, that first £300 payment lands in her account, right on time. That one small win felt so real, so powerful, that Nadia immediately became its biggest fan, telling all her friends and family they had to get in on it. And for a little while, a beautiful moment, it all felt real. It was working. That future that seemed so far away suddenly felt like it was right there, within reach. The risk was paying off, and for the first time in years, Nadia felt this incredible sense of hope and relief. But, of course, a promise that's built on a lie is incredibly fragile. That feeling of security, well, it didn't last. Soon, little cracks started to appear in that perfect picture Ghazala had painted. And the breakdown, it started slowly, almost in a believable way. The January payment was just a few days late. Okay, things happen. Then the February one was late again. By March, though, the problem was impossible to ignore because the friends Nadia had brought in, they weren't getting paid at all. That little trickle of doubt was quickly becoming a flood of panic. And this is when the language completely flips. All those promises of reliability and partnership, they get replaced by a constant stream of excuses that sound just plausible enough. Oh, there are banking delays. The auditors are reviewing the accounts. Just a minor paperwork glitch. Each excuse was just designed to buy more time and keep the illusion going for just a little bit longer. Now, if we step back from Nadia's heartbreaking personal story, you can see that none of this was random. This whole thing followed a very old script. It's a playbook for a specific kind of scam called affinity fraud. And here is that blueprint. It's so important to recognize. You target a specific tight-knit group, a church, an ethnic community, you name it. You find a charismatic insider to be the friendly face of the whole operation. You create what's called social proof by paying off a few early people who then become your best, most passionate salespeople. You wrap the whole thing up in an emotional connection, and you always have a list of excuses ready for when the whole thing starts to fall apart. And that really leaves us with this deeply uncomfortable question. Because scams like this, they don't just steal your money. They destroy the trust that holds a community together. They prey on our best instincts, our instinct to believe our friends, to hope for a better future for our families. So when the very thing that connects all of us is turned into the weapon, how on earth are you supposed to defend yourself?